George Meslenikov, he'll take the tip against Kobe Dixon. Ball up, won by the Griffs, and we're underway in the Kessler Center. Canisius going left to right on your screen. The Griffs 2-4 on the season, winners of their last 2 games. Last one a 76-75 W over Coppin State as Harid. Free throw line charity stripe jumper is no good. Tipped out of bounds and will be going down to Cornell.
No surprise there, Andy. Cornell took away Harid's 3. He made a good decision. Take what they give you. Pull-up jumper, just didn't knock it down.
Harid got off to a hot start against Coppin State. 19 in the first half. At the other end, here's Chris Mannon working against Fritz inside. His shot blocked. Got his own rebound. Fritz with a tip on it. And both teams coming up empty, and Jaco Fritz comes up with a bit of an injury here as he immediately goes to the athletic trainer, Tyler LaMonica.
Unfortunately, I know what that is. Your thumb gets jammed and it gets popped in there. You got to just pop it out. Looks gruesome, but I think that's what is going on over there. Nice luxury to have Malik Green to come in, right? You alluded to him, and he's, what, 3rd team preseason All-MAC, and great luxury to have him come off the bench.
Yeah, Reggie Witherspoon talks about coming off the bench, trying to get on the train while it's moving, and told me earlier this season he believes Malik Green is one of the best at doing that on this roster and why he won 6-man last year.
I think people have to adjust to that role. That's right. The train left the track a little early here. He got in a little earlier than anticipated.
Canisius weaving it around up top. Here's Harid again, averaging 12 points per game. He'll pull up for the 3. Off the mark. Green had a hand on the rebound, but it's smacked free by Greg Dolan. Quick moving to the other end. Here's how Cornell moves as Kobe Dixon trying to go around Meslenikov. He's got nowhere to go. Left hand hook. That's no good, and Malik Green with the rebound. Canisius take a lot of shots from outside. About 45% of their attempts will come from behind the arc as Henderson can't hit there. Dolan trying to go all the way to the rack, lays it up and in, and the Big Red strike first on the layup from Greg Dolan.
Yeah, and he was just a tremendous player here at Williamsville South, and then he went to an academy, and his dad's a professor here, and it's well chronicled how good he is. That was a tough shot, and that kind of speaks to that tempo we were talking about. When a guard can just take the rebound and go coast to coast like that, so Canisius is going to have to adjust defensively there and not let him get that full head of steam and finish that easily.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of points off the fast break today. First foul of the game called to Chris Mannon underneath. Canisius basketball to our right with Harid again. There's Henderson, dangerous 3-point shooter. Into the post, here's George Meslenikov. Right hand floater is good, and the Griffs get on the board.
And I think you called it. You want to get inside a little bit here and not be so dependent on the 3 ball if you have that height advantage inside.
Sarju Patel, the VMI transfer. Giving it back to Dolan. And there's Kobe Dixon going back for Dolan. Patel all alone lays it up and in. The Big Red, they don't take long to strike.
Yeah, and they move very well without the ball, and that's a classic case right there. They're extending their pressure here. It's giving Canisius a little bit of trouble.
The Griffs nearly turned it over on the inbound. Henderson thought about the open triple. Here's Malik Green with it now. Green gonna back his way in against Patel, draws the double. Meslenikov, he's open for the 3 and lets it fly. Griffs coming up empty from deep so far in this one, 0 of 4 from behind the arc. Coming downhill, Jordan Jones to the rack, dumps it off, and the layup is good for Kobe Dixon.
That's just really pretty basketball, right? Andy, you're just flying down there, but under control to make that nice dish inside there. So great start for the Big Red.
And again, bringing the full court pressure. They're going to throw a mix of defensive looks at Canisius. Says here's a break for the Malik Green. His shot is blocked and ripped away by Dolan. They're going to call it jump ball. Arrow favors Cornell.
I didn't like that decision by Green there because he had a wide open teammate underneath there. All he had to do was just dump it off there, right? And had an easy basket there. But give Cornell credit. They're being very scrappy here, and they're extending their D and confusing Canisius right now.
And right out of the inbound, Dolan's going to go right to the cup against Ahmed. Nowhere to go. Dixon with it up top now. He's got a bucket already. Back out for Jordan Jones. Patel lights up a 3. That one may have got partially altered. No, just airballed it. And it'll be Canisius basketball.
It's a nice closeout by Henderson to force that shot there. So the Griffs need to stop here, and they got to. Here comes the hockey change here, right? A wave of players coming in.
Yeah, a whole new wave. This is what Brian Earl, the head coach for Cornell, is going to do. A lot of fresh bodies in and out all the time. The Big Red are going to play about 13 players. And every game, nobody's averaging more than 22 minutes for Cornell, so you keep a lot of guys fresh.
And a lot of guys happy, right? So, you know, if you get a lot of playing time.
Canisius 1 of 6 from the field to open up. Maslenikov hands it back for Henderson. Not enough room to shoot the 3. 8 to shoot for Canisius. Maslenikov, Henderson, catch and shoot 3. That's no good. And again, here comes Dean Knoll now with the big red. Cutter to the basket, blocked off. Knoll still with it. It'll drop back for Keller Boothby, dangerous 3-point shooter.
That time Canisius transition D was really good, Andy.
Backdoor cut, and the lay-in is there for Dean Knoll again. You talk about moving without the basketball, Richard. Great cut from Knoll.
That's beautiful. I love watching that. A lot of teams, we talk about this screen the ball all the time. Of course, Coach has a lot of experience with the Princeton offense. He played there for the legendary Pete Carrill, and there you saw a perfect example of moving without the ball.
8-2 Cornell to get things started here. Waiting on the under-16 timeout. Henderson up top, Maslenikov fumbled it for a moment. Over the top for Green, he's got it. And can't get a shot away.
The whole first 4 or 5 minutes here have been really impressive for them.
Both free throws good for Green. 8-4, Cornell with the lead. Sean Hansen into the game now, along with Nazir Williams. Named Ivy League Rookie of the Week today, averaging 10 points a game. At the top, Hansen finds a lane, goes up, tried to throw it down, and gets the roll.
You're supposed to get that roll at your home court, not here, but he tried to dunk it and got a favorable bounce.
4-10. Canisius trails. 5 minutes in. Amadou Fofana, point guard coming off the bench for Canisius. Into Scott Hitchen. Fading away and can't connect. Williams wanted to go end to end, and he's going to get called for a charge. Lost the handle on the basketball and lost control of his body. Amadou Fofana taking the hit for the Griffs.
Yeah, he was out of control at about the 50-foot mark there, Andy, and got to take the charge. I think it was going to travel anyway before that, so easy call for the officials.
And again, here comes the pressure for Cornell.
You're a baseball guy. It's like playing against a pitcher that's got a repertoire of pitches, right? They're going to throw everything at you a little bit. Got to keep you uncomfortable.
A lot of defensive looks for this Cornell team. Canisius swinging it around the perimeter. Back to Green inside. Green's going to go to work, try to get his way to the cup, and can't get the runner. Scott Hitchen with the board and the putback.
I like the substitution of Hitchen. He didn't play at all, I don't think, the last game, so he gives them an inside presence.
And quickly as he can at the other end, Keller Boothby nails the 3. Had a career-high 5 3-pointers in Cornell's last game against St. Francis Brooklyn.
I guess I got to keep my analysis to 5 seconds because they can really fly, and that's his whole game is shooting that bomb, so he was hot from the last game.
Griffs, again, looking for some rhythm offensively. They're 2 of 10 from the field, and there's a turnover for the Griffs, their first of the game.
Their rhythm is better, though. They're moving the ball much better on the perimeter. They're kind of just passing it around rather than passing it to make the defense stressed.
And again, even set in the half court. Cornell still flying down the field, or down the court rather. Boothby. Here's Williams. This is where Hansen had it last time. Back for Knoll. Hansen catch and shoot triple. Bingo.
The last time Hansen had it, he was defended by Henderson, that time Hitchen, so he can go inside and out there, and that is kind of a quality a lot of the players here have for Cornell.
So an early 10-point lead here for the Big Red. Up top, Scott Hitchen, playing in game number 99 of his career today. Entry feed looking for Green. He got bumped by Boothby. And that'll be the first foul on the sophomore, 4th on the Big Red.
Yeah, that's about the only thing they're not doing well. You want a team that plays good defense without fouling there, so that's probably the only negative, as I said. Canisius a little late, Andy, with their passes. Guys are open, so that tells me that the timing is off. Guys are breaking too soon to the ball. The classic, you have to wait till the ball sees you.
That'll bring in Steve Eitendahl as well for Canisius. He missed the last 2 games with a lower leg injury, but a dangerous sharpshooter, averaging 12 points a game. Fofana looking to penetrate, out for Green. He'll take the high arcing 3 and rattles it in.
That's all Fofana. He just made a nice screen, came, got the ball, and made a nice dish.
At the other end, Williams drives, can't finish. Scott Hitchin with the rebound. But there's no time, and you look down to find something, and you look back up, and the ball's already at the other end. Hitchin for three. That's good. And the Griffs starting to heat up.
Yeah, and again, I really like the Hitchin. You know, for whatever reason, he didn't play at all, and he got the message, and he's responding here early.
Max Sandberg, the senior in for Cornell. Little give and go. Looking for Sarju Patel. Ball loose on the ground. Bodies diving on it. It's a fight for it in the paint. A jump ball and the arrow will favor Canisius.
Yeah, Dixon is a big man, is a good passer, but he didn't lead enough there, and that's what created that little scrum there.
We've seen a lot of that play in the high post, though, for Cornell or Leon, that give and go and cut to the basket. It's really impressive.
It is, and it's a read, right? If it goes to the high post, you dive, the inside guy dives, the other guy comes from the backside for the three.
So the Griffs on a little 6-0 run have hit 3 of their last 4 shots, trying to even things out here. Hitchin straight away. Fofana calling for it. The JUCO transfer out for Green. That's a deep 3 on the way. Knew it was off. And again, the Big Red are off and running. Sarju Patel getting inside. Tried to bounce it free. Eitendahl rips it away. Up for Henderson. The Griffs trying to run. Henderson to the cup. Can't finish. Green there for the cleanup.
Boy, the Griffs got to work on their 2-on-1s, though, but at least he missed it long.
Kobe Dixon, out for Boothby. Another 3 on the way. Rebound tipped, and this will stay with Cornell. 6. After a bit of a rocky start, Cornell, though, shooting 54% from the field. Mannon on the inbound up top goes for Patel. Back for Mannon, averaging 11 points per game. There's a deep 3 on the way from Jordan Jones and hits. The Cornell Big Red, 3 of 5 from outside to start.
That's that offense you just talked about. High post, entry, back cut, Patel, and then kind of watch Patel back cut, and then wide open for the 3.
Eitendahl nearly booted it. Throws a long pass. It's tipped. Green able to save it. He does to Henderson. It's getting chaotic here in the Kessler.
Yeah, the Keystone Cops are on at 10 tonight.
Scott Hitchin. Back for Henderson. Around the horn. Fofana lights up a 3. That was way too long. Long outlet pass, and that is going to be overthrown, intended for Jordan Jones. But a wild sequence as the Griffs tried to break the pressure. Malik Green could have let it go. It was tipped by a Big Red defender, but Jordan Henderson, right place, right time.
But those are nice active hands by Cornell there, and then a quick shot that was well off, and then they're off to the races.
Inbound, misfire. Patel comes up with it, a takeaway for the Big Red. Mannon backing down Henderson. In his way to the cup and lays it in. And Jordan Henderson is going to be issued a flop warning on that play.
Well, I'll tell you what, yeah, that's the right call there. This is a big-time official there. There's a little acting there. And then what a finish, though, huh?
Yeah.
And he got the warning there. So I tell you, Henderson's got his hands full because they do like to post up there. So Reggie's going to discuss that with him, but not too much. Don't want to mess with these officials. They're not perfect, but they're pretty dang good.
A couple of Final Fours in the building with Jeff Anderson. As Hareed to the free throw line. Eitendahl catch and shoot 3. That rattles in. There's Seam Eitendahl. Hasn't played the last 2, but hits his first. Mannon just had the pretty finish. Up for Dolan. Halfway through the first. Dixon, kick out. Patel's 3 on the way. Too short, and there's Jaco Fritz back into the game. Sky's up for the rebound.
Got to be careful with your outlets here. They're pressing you pretty good here.
Big man bringing it up the floor. Scott Hitchin for 3. Short, rebound poked, and this will stay with the Griffs.
You know, with this pace, Andy, you know, your legs get a little tired. You're playing a lot of defense, right? So now shots might start hitting the front of the rim. So substitution patterns are going to be crucial here for both sides.
And Brian Earl keeps that merry-go-round going. Boothby and Dean Knoll back into the game. Boothby has already got a 3 in this one. Fofana hits Hitchen going to the basket and doesn't get the roll, but Scott Hitchen will go to the free throw line.
Basically, when you see an inbounds play like that, that means Hitchen made a really nice screen. So watch, see Hitchen up there at the top, bang. He just kind of played possum there. Nice read by Fofana.
Scott Hitchen, the grad student, took the extra year, came back to Canisius, the second grad student to play under Reggie Witherspoon. 6 of 6 from the free throw line this season. And the first one's good.
Boy, it was nice to see Eitendahl make that shot, right? Harid's not too hot right now with his shot, so he's being unselfish, and Eitendahl hasn't played in a couple games and knocked it down. That's always a good feeling.
So Scott Hitchen, some nice touch from the free throw line, 2 for 2. And we got ourselves a 2-point game here. Cornell led by as much as 10 already in this one, and laying it in at the other end is Jordan Jones.
Great feed by Dolan. That's just a timing play, off the dribble, perfect lead, nice finish.
Fritz, Fofana now. Getting inside, lost the handle. Nice hands by Dixon. Leading it up for Boothby, and he is fouled going to the basket. Harid charged with the contact.
Dixon looks up and he said, what's Boothby being the first one down there? Because he's a designated 3 guy. He said, but their philosophy is just get out there and someone will find you, and he's going to go to the foul line for 2.
And we've seen them go for that home run ball a couple times. They always have one guy getting down the floor early.
You got to live with little turnovers, right? If you commit to playing this way, you've got to, and I'm talking about Cornell, kind of live with some turnovers, but they're doing a pretty good job taking care of the ball.
First free throw is good for Boothby. 8 of 9 on the season. Here come 3 more players in for the Big Red. Sean Hansen back in.
He had to go to Cornell. He's got red hair, the red beard. You should have gone to Cornell.
They called me Big Red back in the day,
oh,
believe it or not.
There you go. All right. Well, I'm glad we got that in there.
The grades weren't up to Cornell standards, but
we digress.
That's called getting off the rails, folks. It's 25-19 Cornell. Canisius breaking the pressure here.
So we talked about the waves coming in, but this time they only put in 2, so you kind of find the hot player to come in. I'm talking about Cornell again with their substitution pattern.
And a little handsy there is Jordan Jones. That's his second foul. But Cornell, and you mentioned, you find some of these guys who have the hot hand, and Brian Earl's off to a 5-1 start, trying to figure out what he's got, because this team and all the Ivy League did not play last year.
Yeah.
And you have some of these guys who are sophomores still playing their first college games, and it's really impressive what they've done so far.
Exactly, but they got to be, don't forget the other side of that. They got to be so excited after, and they're playing like it after that great start, as you said.
Eitendahl from the corner can't hit. Offensive rebound, though, for Scott Hitchen.
Well, he's got to go right back up with that because he had a mismatch on that rebound.
Fritz wants to drive. Left-hand finish off the mark. Another offensive rebound, and this will stay with Canisius.
Yeah, Hitchen had that on the miss from Eitendahl. He's got to get that spin and go up strong.
Canisius with 5 offensive rebounds already in this one. 6 second chance points. Fofana going over the top for Fritz. 6 to shoot for Canisius. Fofana to the interior. Can't get the roll. Knoll streaking to the other end. Looking for Isaiah Gray, the sophomore from Brooklyn. Hansen's got a lane. Turns and fires, and a foul called. That'll send Hansen to the free throw line.
Yeah, Hitchen tried to extend his defense a little bit, and once he gambled here, what you'll see right here, and now he's beat there. No real help. I think Reggie's told their guys, look, they've got so many good shooters, we're not going to play our typical help defense there, because normally you see someone come in there and encourage a kick out.
Hansen, 2 of 5 from the line so far this season. Doesn't get the roll on there.
We saw Hitchen take his time shooting, and I think he said he's now 6 for 6 or 8 for 8, whatever it is, pretty good. and this young man shooting a little too quickly there, Hansen.
So Henderson back in, Scott Hitchen. Some applause as he goes to the bench. But what's the counter here? Because you have so many guys for Cornell that are all moving a million miles an hour. What do you do on defensively to try and slow it down or just stop it? What's the counter?
Well, the counter is you make sure you see both. And by that, you got to see the man in the ball, and you keep your head on the swivel. And I really think, again, the defensive transition. But you just got to use your defensive fundamentals And Canisius has decided just to play straight man-to-man without much help.
Henderson getting to the interior. Pass tipped out to Eitendahl, swinging it for Harid. There's a three. And Fritz is going to get called for Eitendahl to the interior. Nice pass to Fritz, who lays it in.
The European connection right there. Great first step by Eitendahl to set that up.
Eitendahl, a little spark for this Griffs offense after missing the last two. And
right here, watch. Not going to go to the high post here. Now they're going back to the traditional ball screen here.
13 to shoot. There's Hansen. Gives it off for Mannon. A little hesitation. Some contact. Can't finish. And Fritz with the tip out. Harid comes down with it.
Mannon's Olympic diving guy. You know, he's degree of difficulty.
Harid gets caught at the post. Eitendahl swings it out. Here's Harid again. An opening on the inside, and we've got a foul on the floor. You can charge that to Mannon, who's got 2 fouls.
See, most plays are 3 players. In that play, Eitendahl created everything. You're not going to get any credit there, but he came off hard. Fritz then made a hard cut, and it's kind of like what we just talked about Cornell, and then Harid read it, and then everyone's backing off, and he was smart enough to take it to the basket.
Greg Dolan back in for Cornell. Harid to the free throw line as the Griffs find themselves in the bonus with 6:36 left to go. Harid so far, no points on 0 of 4 shooting. Shoots 42% from the free throw line, but hits the first and earns the bonus.
It's really neat to see a guy come into his own a little bit, become kind of a, an offensive force. He's struggling a little bit today, but he's had some big games here. So obviously the coaches see him practice that he's got that ability, and he's just got to validate their confidence.
The Big Red still leading by 6. Inside, Isaiah Gray gets the feed, but he stepped on the end line. A turnover for Cornell. That's their 5th.
That drives you nuts as a coach, right? Because Dolan, that's the second time. He keeps his dribble, and there's a read, right? There's eye contact, and he had that beautiful pass assist before that. That time, obviously, stepped out of bounds.
So a little pressure from the Big Red. Griffs are 1 of their last 7. What do they got to get right here, Richard?
Well, it would help if that goes in.
Offensive rebound, though, for Eitendahl to reset.
But to answer your question, go inside, right? They got to go inside more. With Hitchin and Green in there, they're their 2 leading scorers, and they're not in there right now, and you can see they're struggling to score.
Fritz drives the cup and lays it in, right on cue.
Yep, got to go inside.
Nazir Williams at the other end. Hansen looking to the interior. Great pass for Dolan, who lays it in.
See, that's the high post back cut.
So Greg Dolan with his second bucket of the day. He's got 4 points and a team high 4 rebounds rather. Eitendahl around the horn. Here's Akram Ahmed. Wants to take the 3. Lets it fly. Too short. Hansen comes down with the rebound. That's his second. Patel trying to get an open 3. Got one. It hits.
See, that's like pick your
in 2 years. And is contributing nicely to this Cornell offense.
Now, if they're triplets, he transfers next year to another brother, right?
They're running out of Earls in that case. Henderson up for Harid. Defense right on him. Driving kick out for Ahmed. With the floater. Can't get it. Dolan wanting to run. Swings it out for Williams. Extra pass out for Hansen for 3. Too short, but nobody home inside. And Sarju Patel active on the glass. He'll earn a trip to the free throw line.
You're starting to see guys only played 22 minutes or less. The energy level right here, move the ball around, beats Henderson right. Watch him come in here, right? Just out hustling them, and they never stop moving. This is a great clinic on moving well out the ball and hustling, and then you earn those extra minutes, right? The first wave comes in, everyone gets a shot, and then, okay, so-and-so's doing well, and here comes a wave right on cue here.
3 more bodies in for the Big Red. Malik Green back into the game now for Canisius. He's got a team-high 7 points. Fritz goes back to the bench. And Sarju Patel will get another free throw.
I'm not sure if we saw, is it Sandberg came in the first time, number 24, so yeah. That's pretty impressive. 11 guys have been in here already and still got almost 5 minutes in this half.
You're going to see about 13 is what Brian Earl has done so far this year. Canisius swinging it around the arc. Trying to get some movement among the defense here as Eitendahl looks to penetrate. Gets inside, his runner is blocked. Sandberg wants to run before the Griffs get set. Dolan had the open three, gives it up for Sandberg for the triple and hits. What beautiful offense from Cornell.
Yeah, Sandberg gives it up to Dolan. Dolan draws a defender and subtly throws it, and Sandberg right off the bench on cue knocks it down.
Well, that's the thing with these, I mean, not to get stereotypical, but these are a lot of high IQ guys for Cornell out here and making smart plays.
It's just a high, you know, I mean, you don't have to have a high IQ to have a high basketball IQ, but they look like they have both here.
Cornell expanding the lead now to 14 as Eitendahl's three rattles in and out. Offensive board for Green and leaves it just short.
That's where Canisius has the advantage. They got to go more inside and kind of lighten up on the three ball.
Kobe Dixon, Fofana, bouncing it for Green up top. 10 to shoot for Canisius. Looking for some penetration out for Ahmed. He gets inside and puts up the runner and rolls it through.
That's good offense. Really good defense by Cornell.
And the Griffs trying to get set here in the half court as Dixon again looks for that feed. We've seen that so many times from the Big Red, and another foul called on Canisius. It's on Eitendahl.
Yeah, so that time the back screen Dolan went in, the high post. Automatic backstring. Eitendahl kind of gave him a little push there, and as a result, 1-1.
And Cornell in the bonus now. Dolan to the free throw line. 60% free throw shooter. Went to Williamsville South. Just about 15, 20 minutes away or so as he hits the first. He's a very dominant player in high school. One of 6 players to be an all Western New York selection 3 times in a row. Second one is good.
He's got to be fun to play with because he's just such a good passer and has, you know, the size to, you know, give it up and go is really the motto of the team here, as I said.
Just about 3 minutes left to play in the first half. Canisius looking for something to go their way. They're on the wrong side of a 13-2 run over the last 3 minutes. Fofana from the mid-range puts it through.
See, that's 2 pull-ups, right? The last one was a floater. So, you know, if they're taking the 3 away, you got to take what they give you.
Patel, another 3 on the way. Missed everything, and that'll be Canisius basketball.
You know, it's funny. He knocked the one down behind the screen before a timeout there, and then he's been, the other 2 have been air balls, but not shy there. And again, when a coach has confidence, you just keep shooting him.
Eitendahl, back to Fofana, moving it quickly here. Fofana around the screen, he's got the open 3. Can't hit, offensive board for Green, and it'll be called a foul as well.
You know, I'm a big believer in shooting left to right, in other words, coming off this. So you see he's going right to left there, and he's got a, you know how it didn't look like a natural motion, you know? And then, of course, the 50-50 call. And the good news is you went to the boards. The bad news is how you got there.
Canisius now 1 of 10 for their last 3-pointers. Last 10 3-pointers, excuse me.
And the foul advantage for Canisius had is now dissipated, right? They're putting the Big Red on the line there. Might want to foul him later, foul that away. That did not look like a good stroke there.
Yeah, Dixon's a 50% free throw shooter, can't hit the first. So Canisius basketball at 2:20. Malik Green's got an open 3. High arcing shot is too short. And Dean Knoll looks to run. Good coverage there by the Griffs in transition, nowhere to go. Nazir Williams gets inside, scoop layup, can't finish, and Ahmed comes down with the rebound. Henderson, he's got an open look from outside. Can't hit in the weak side board for Boothby. Here we go, getting sort of to track meet stage as Dean Knoll gets stripped by Fofana. Ahmed thought about taking it. Skip past Eitendahl, catch and shoot 3. No good, and the rebound tip to Boothby. Boothby, a guy who's a threat to let it fly. Dixon nearly, he was dancing the midcourt stripe, able to save it.
Yeah, if you take away that pass, though, that kind of disrupts their offensive flow.
Williams underneath, Dixon all alone, count it.
See, what was key there, Andy, is Williams' cut was, the timing was perfect. He was going full speed, and as soon as he caught it, he knew that he was stressing the defense and had the easy basket. So when you play the game the right way, right, you know, Canisius is bailing them out with a lot of threes, and they're certainly not shooting as well as they have in the previous two games. And it ends up you're down 15, and Cornell's pretty much doing whatever they want there offensively.
And Dixon hits the bonus free throw. He'll earn a trip to the bench. Kobe Dixon now with 5 points. And true to form here, Cornell has played so many guys already. The leading scorers, Patel and Hansen, each with 8 points, but everyone else who's getting involved is coming onto the floor scoring.
And this full court pressure is something that's bothered Canisius too.
65 seconds left in the half. Eitendahl for Henderson. He looks to get inside. Kicks it back out right to Brian Earl. And that will be a turnover for Canisius, just their 4th of the half.
Yeah, but again, this is the way basketball is played by Canisius. You think, why didn't he shoot a little floater there, right? But he's thinking guys are going to be at certain spots, and 3 is better than 2, but it's not working that way here this evening so far. Little zone here, I think, Andy.
Yeah, Griff's mixing it up a little bit now. Cornell recognizing it. Knoll and Dolan playing a game of catch. Here it goes to Williams at the free throw line and hits the jumper.
And that's how you beat a zone. It's unusual to see a guard in there, but you can see why this young man Williams is highly touted, right?
And Azir Williams shooting 68% from the field. That's 2nd in the Ivy League.
That's incredible.
Ahmed, about a 5-second difference in the shot and game clock. Henderson pump fake, steps inside the arc and hits.
Now the last 3 pull-up shots they've made, right? So that might be something, you know, as a coach, you look, hey guys, show and go, get them off their feet and get in the lane and pull up.
5 seconds left in the half. Williams takes the 3. Too short, rebound tip. Fritz comes down with it and he'll just
zone.
And Cornell's broken that zone a couple times today. See how things go on the first possession. Patel inside hits Mannon. Mannon's gonna go right to the rack and lays it in.
I tell you, I say this every game. I don't care what game I'm doing. That's how you beat the zone. You get it in the middle, and then Mannon was very patient too, wasn't he?
Held it for a while there as the Griffs get their offensive look here in the second half. Hareed had a cold shooting start to it, goes to the rack, can't get the roll. Offensive lay-in for Hitchin, can't get the finish. Fritz tries. Ball still loose. And it's going to be Patel who comes away with it at the end. Canisius had 3 looks at it.
And I definitely think the message was sent, we got to hit the boards.
Jordan Henderson trying to take the charge, had his feet in the restricted area. It'll be called a block on Henderson. First foul of the half.
So great offensive rebounding energy, right? But what happens? Tired running back, right? Watch this. Get beat down court. Tough play there. And look at Hickson. He understands. Hitchens down, goes down there. Henderson, nice try there, but it was definitely a block.
And Richard, you and I did the St. Bonaventure game that Canisius played in together, and we talked about how do you find that balance of, you know, because you have to be ready for transition defense against these guys, but also hitting the boards hard.
Yeah, and you know, at this group, I think you, against Bonaventure, a little more athletic, and there's another Patel hits a bomb there, is that against this group, I would send 2 to the boards like they did with Fritz. Against a really good athletic team like Bonaventure, they sent 1.5, if that makes sense, depending on the penetration of the guard. But they got to get some offensive rebounds, got to get some easy baskets.
Fritz looking for the handoff of Henderson. Hitchin looking for the backdoor cut, it's cut off. Fritz tries to get inside, little Euro step action. But Jeff Anderson calls a foul first, and it'll be on Kobe Dixon.
And that's a good sign that Fritz is being more assertive, right? He made the initiative there. That's a long, I like that. Look, see, he stressed the defense. Now, if he was under control, that's when you kick it to the 3, and that's when your 3-point percentage goes up.
Ahmed in the corner, contested 3 on the way. That's no good. Patel with the board.
Not a good shot, in my opinion.
Dolan, Patel, he's ready to get moving again. Here's Dixon, he's got a couple blocks today. Deep 3 on the way from Jones, and hits it. Jordan Jones from way downtown, and Reggie Witherspoon. NP And then contributing today for the Griffs, Hitchin with a team-high 10 points. Griffs going back to a little zone here. Patel, Dolan, around the horn, Jones, another deep one. Oh, Jordan Jones, another deep three. He has got 11.
Find the hot guy, right? We featured him on the way in, right? And he's paying off here.
Harid wants to push a little bit. Mid-ranger, too deep. Quick possession for Canisius.
Yeah, they're way too quick, right? That's not their game.
Patel looking for someone to dish it to, hits Dixon. Couldn't find the backdoor feed. Dixon calling for it now, and he's going to get it in the post. Dixon trying to back his way against Hitchin. Turns, and the right-hand finish there for Kobe Dixon.
And no doubling down, right? They had to run their half-court offense. What do? They go in, everyone goes to their spots, let Hickson just go to work, and nice finish there, uses strong upper body.
Henderson's got an open look at a three, and he hits.
See the rotation on the ball when they have time, they're pretty good shooters there, and he had time and space.
So does Dixon. He lets one fly and banks it in. Kobe Dixon.
I think Canisius could live with them taking that all night, but when it rains, it pours, right? And it's just one of those nights. Cornell is playing beautifully, and then you get a break like that.
26-point lead for the Big Red. Ahmed to the inside, all the way around and finishes.
See, that's his game more. Last one was too quick. Beat the guys off the dribble, under control, stress the defense, and finish, or give it up.
Dolan to the cup, the reverse layup, and the Big Red getting to the cup with ease.
Yeah, and there's no help side defense there because they're trying to play just straight man-to-man.
Hitchin underneath, spins and finishes. Scott Hitchin with 12 points.
Yeah, they're going to have to take him out because his conditioning's probably down from not playing that last game.
Jones, heat check, too short, and the rebound tipped back out to Dolan. Jones, that's another one flying. Jordan Jones, smoldering hot. That's his fourth triple of the game.
Yeah, he's feeling it.
Defense either, as Harid able to finish the left-hand layup. Their defense is only giving up 39% shooting coming into the game today, which is best in the Ivy League.
Yeah, they're solid. They're solid defensively, and obviously they're very skilled offensively too. Canisius being much more aggressive, attacking the rack there. One dribble and finish. See if they can maintain that. They got to get stops, though, obviously.
Boothby's got a wide open lane. Can't finish, though. Henderson gets the rebound. Long outlet for Harid. Almost too long. Able to reset. Hitchin drives. Gets cut off. The runner can't drop. And it'll go to Cornell.
See, where a big guy gets in trouble, it's either one dribble and finish, right? And you can do that, believe it or not, from 22 feet. Or on the second dribble, kick it, right? Because he definitely walked. He got away with it.
Here's Nazir Williams. Lost the handle on it. Hits Gray. Isaiah Gray, the sophomore, back to Knoll around the screen. Pretty pass behind the back. Gray wants to shoot. Lets it fly. Too far, and Harid clears out. Henderson, deep triple on the way. And doesn't get the roll, but a foul was called on the shot. And it is on Isaiah Gray, and it'll be 3 free throws coming up for Jordan Henderson.
So, Andy, 2 stops in a row by Canisius, right? And they haven't done that much tonight, right? And you get a wide open 3, right? And so that's what you got to do. I mean, it's a 23-point deficit here. You got to get stops, and then you're going to run and get some good looks, and you got to knock them down, obviously.
Got to get these ones, too, though, as the first one no good for Henderson. Was 6 of 8 from the line coming into today. And 10 points and 5 rebounds against Coppin State, which was a season high, as he misses the second.
And again, I talked about how you run around playing defense a lot. It gets to your legs, and you can see that this young man is, made that big shot against Coppin State. He's an excellent student. Does a really good job in the classroom. So good for him that he's taking advantage of the free tuition and getting his degree and achieving great success off the court.
As two-time member of the MAC All-Academic Team the last 2 seasons as well. Some defensive pressure turned up here by Canisius. The double team was on Boothby. Knoll hits Hansen at the top. Knoll looks to dish again. Throws it underneath. Gray lays it in and one. Again, great cut there from Isaiah Gray, who will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, Green got caught looking at the ball, and when you see someone, you'll see it out of the corner right here. See Green, and right there, Green's too late. move without the ball. If someone's guarding you and you can see the back of their head, I got a tip for you. Cut to the basket because you're going to get a wide open shot like that.
Bonus free throw is no good, and we've got a foul called on Cornell. And it's going to go on Gray.
Yeah. He knew he missed the foul shot. But even with a 24-point lead, they're really battling for every rebound too. So the energy level is very high.
Just under 6 minutes gone. Hareed, deep two, off the mark. Armand Hareed not able to find the touch in this one. He is 1 for 9. At the other end, Williams driving, and that'll come back the other way. Jaco Fritz takes the charge, and another technical foul is issued. Nazir Williams picks up a tee.
Yeah, you got to understand the referees. You got a Final Four ref out there, 2 of them, and this is just out of control. It's the second time he was, and he definitely initiates the contest. That's an easy call. I think they can make that call Gloria Park, some of those refs, So that's an easy, you hate to see Cornell kind of diminish some of the things they're accomplishing here. Can't take away how well they're playing, but you don't like to see that.
Another big switch here for Brian Earl. Jordan Henderson will go back to the free throw line. Henderson's got 8 points today. 3 of 5 from the stripe, as his first one's good.
Now, Hareed, that last shot, right? That's not his shot, right? He's got to be in rhythm. Again, eventually he's going to get to that point where he's really good off the dribble, making that shot. Boy, Henderson, normally a good foul shooter. What did he make, 3 of the last 5?
Yeah, he's 4 of 7 on the day now. Missed a couple in that 3-point attempt. Amadou Fofana back into the game now for Canisius. Griffs will get the basketball after the technical. Cornell, who came in 5-1, their best 6-game start since 1967. And just how far they've come for Brian Earl. Their 5th win last season, and by last season I mean 1920 because they didn't play last year. Their 5th win came on February 8th. And now already off to a 5-1 start as Fritz finishes the look inside.
Again, keep pounding that, roll. Fofana, nice pass, under control, nice finish.
Jones, he's got a hot hand right now, 14 points. In for Dixon, trying to back down Green, goes in with the left hand and finishes. Kobe Dixon, he's got 12 points.
I think Canisius got to double that, right? They're just letting him in. He's very patient, methodical. Obviously can finish with either hand. Nice job there by Dixon.
Amadou Fofana looks inside, nothing there. Up top to Green, trying the high-low. Henderson tries to create, gives it to Green, an opening inside and able to finish. There's the aggression from Malik Green.
Yeah, Dixon just went to school on him, and Green said, okay, I'll return the favor.
21, the difference right now is Cornell still maintains a healthy buffer over Canisius, 12 minutes to go. Griffs are in the bonus for what it's worth, 7-2, the foul count right now. Back to Dixon in the high post. Knoll. Tight defense on him. Throws it inside. Dixon's all alone and lays it in.
That's just poor communication. Green switched out. And Dixon just rolled and took a little while to find him, but he was wide open.
Sitting underneath the cup. Dixon with 14 points. Averaging 6 on the season. But that's what this Cornell team does. And a lot of different guys able to be the guy. But that night with the team this deep as Green gets back inside. Nice pump fake, but can't finish. Loose ball, Fritz able to rip it out, and the Griffs will get a fresh 20.
It's good recovery defense, right? They just closed out very well there. Nice cut.
Henderson.
Now is at both ends, but offensively it's really impressive to watch how unselfish they are and how well they time their cuts and space to get each other open and then knock them down, of course.
Yeah, a lot of guys on the same page out there on the floor as Dolan holds it straight away. There's Jones for Dixon. Back to Jones again. Had some room to shoot. Gives it up. Back to Dixon. Back to Patel. Give and go. Laid in.
That whole possession, Andy, one dribble.
Wow.
One dribble. So it's really hard to defend a team when they do that. That's exactly what we're talking about. Keep the ball off the ground. Move it. Move yourself. Canisius doing a little bit of that right now. Now now you should have a shot after 2 dribbles.
Ahmed inside, kick out Fofana, didn't have the open 3. Pass deflected into the backcourt, 10 to shoot here for the Griffs. Green has a look, jab step, lets it fly, and hits.
Set its feet, and when he jab steps like that, that shock absorbs your legs and you stay balanced. But about 8 dribbles I counted, and if you watch this, the ball's not going to hit the ground.
Inside to Dixon, lays it up, and will go to the free throw line.
And again, no dribbles. So if you're looking to why a team's doing so well offensively, it's because of spacing, timing, and not putting the ball on the deck. And as I say often, 2 count, 3 count, let the players screen for each other, move, and it's a thing of beauty to watch if you like good old-fashioned basketball. I'm sure the Canisius alumni don't, but right now. But this is a game where I'd watch tape with our guys and say, remember when Canisius did move the ball like this and got a lot of back cuts, kind of got away from that? I think they're going to try to look at this a little bit this tape and kind of learn from it. And Reggie's, speaking of learning, a teachable moment right there.
And for Canisius, they got a little bit of time. They play again on Friday, but a little more on the line. They open up MAC play. Conference action starts on Friday against Fairfield, too, and a Fairfield team that's not easy to play against either.
Yeah, and they like to shoot the 3, I believe, so that could be, could be a lot of long rebounds in that game.
Eitendahl, another guy that likes to shoot the 3, back into the game for Canisius. He's got 3 points on 1 of 5 shooting. Malik Green is there for the putback, and he'll go to the line for a 3-point play.
See, Malik Green's taking this personally because Dixon Dixon's 6 for 7, so Malik Green now, and we know he's a good offensive player. Look at that, just being very assertive on the boards. Believe me, he knows that Dixon's, like I said, 6 for 7, have a good game, and all of a sudden he got burned on that back cut, so got a lot of pride out there, and that's why he's one of the better players on the Canisius club.
Free throw is good for Malik Green, converting the 3-point play. 15 points, 5 rebounds for him, both team highs. Halfway through the second, it's a 19-point lead for the Big Red. Quick feed inside, off the hands of Dixon, ripped away by Eitendahl. Pushes it forward for Ahmed. Green up top, looks for Fritz. Around the horn we go. Fofana, baseline jumper on the way and hits it.
That's just good basketball, right? Take what the defense gives you, pull up.
At the other end, 3 no good from, I believe that was Patel. Green comes down with the rebound, nearly loses it, and a foul called on Jones. And
I tell
Patel
you,
comes in quick to make sure he stays cool on that.
Exactly, very good there, Andy. I love it. Coach Andy here, but that's exactly right. Patel knows, watch this, they go for the ball. Watch Patel, you let the play unfold, nice hustle. And you can see Jones isn't happy, and Patel, no. And that's being a good teammate. And Fofana helped up Green there, so good play all the way around. But I really like what Patel did there, and I'm glad you caught that.
Malik Green back to the free throw line. 3 of 3 from the free throw line today. His first one is good. Malik Green is 74% free throw shooter. Team leader in points and rebounds.
So Canisius is kind of, putting a little dent here, much better half, right? They're playing much better.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere, and they're shooting 53%.
Yes.
I mean, things are looking better here in the second.
Absolutely. They're going to the basket. They're much more aggressive. You talked about offensive boards, when to go. They're going to the boards more.
Boothby, Hansen. Patel now. Quick movement here for Cornell. Williams drives inside and lays it in.
Boy, he's impressive, and great finish there at the rim, right? You've got to concentrate. He got nice ups there for a smaller player, and a great finish.
Williams averaging 10 points a game, just 4 tonight. Into the corner, Eitendahl looks to feed Green and does. Green under the cup, draws 2 defenders. Kick out for Ahmed, and the elbow jumper is good.
Boy, that stop last time would have been great for Canisius, right?
And they got it down to 15. Trailed by as much as 27. Griffs on a 9-2 run over the last 90 seconds. Patel tried the drive. And a foul called on the Griffs.
That was the right call. I think Fofana was riding him the whole time there. So
Knoll underneath. Hansen for the jam.
Boy, I love teams. I call these special teams there when they execute the out-of-bounds play, sideline out-of-bounds. That's just great execution. Good timing again, another great assist.
Closing in on 8 minutes. Big Red spreading it around today. Green inside, lays it in at the other end. Seesawing back and forth.
You can't trade them, so you got to get stops. And, but Canisius offense looks much better this half for sure.
Cornell's hit 6 of their last 7 shots.
That's a good all game.
Boothby looks for Hansen. Here's Knoll. Knoll, the senior. Over for Patel. Another 3 on the way. Too long. Malik Green with another rebound. He's got 7.
Get under this under 8 timeout. Get it down to maybe 12 if they get a 3 here.
Green, Eitendahl has a lane. Spinning. His shot denied from.
Because you can get a good history lesson. Look at all the great student athletes over the years.
Henderson tips it inside. Fritz with the patience and draws the foul.
That was a very friendly bounce for Canisius, but it got to the right guy. But the point is they're going inside more. What you see a lot, Andy, with Canisius, they have trouble finishing at the rim, and that's getting stronger and jumping quicker, right? I mean, Fritz is a big guy, and he's definitely becoming more assertive offensively. And little jinx there on him, but, we know he hurt his fingers there early, dislocated, but he's playing very well. And he's a great passer, so for this offense, it's kind of tailor-made for his skill set.
Yeah, he's 11th in the MAC in assists per game at about 2.5. At the other end, here's Hansen looking inside. Boothby makes a nice catch on the pass. Has nowhere to go, though. Back to Hansen. Williams now takes his turn driving inside. Lost the handle going up. Loose fight for it. Williams still has it. And a pass thrown into the backcourt. A turnover forced by the Canisius defense.
Williams is getting a little frustrated. They've had 2 turnovers in their last 4 possessions. You know why? Because Canisius is moving their feet. They went, you said it was Boothby, I believe, it went back door.
Yep.
Eitendahl was on him. Didn't give up that easy. So what Canisius was giving up easy earlier in the game, they're defending a lot better now.
Here's Fritz. Ahmed. Corner, that was a 3, but Fritz gets an offensive rebound, kicks it out. Eitendahl's free to fire. That's no good. Griff's had a big chance for a big shot there. Couldn't connect.
Yeah, and they're not just missing easy. They're missing badly, too. They're off. And that, to me, is concentration, because that was a good look.
Out for Williams. He was getting some instruction from Brian Earl. 12 to shoot for the Big Red. Knoll inside. Good first step. Couldn't finish it, though.
Great play. Just better defense there by Ahmed, I think.
Hitchin wanted the 3. Picks up his dribble and gets it out for Ahmed. Just about 6 minutes to go here in the Kessler. Hitchin finds a lane and is fouled as he was letting it fly as he was going down. So Scott Hitchin, who is 3 of 3 from the free throw line with 12 points, will go back to the free throw line.
Watch what he does here. He fakes like he's going to throw it to Ahmed there, and then he just keeps his dribble. Remember I said 1 dribble, that's it. Wish he would have got about 3 more feet, but he did get the foul.
Scott Hitchin, 9 of 9 so far on the season on free throws. First one's good.
I'm guessing he leads the MAC in free throw percentage.
100% would think we do that.
Or at least tied.
That makes it a 13-point game here, and Cornell, Richard, scoreless for the last 2:25. The Griffs are starting to put it together here.
Remember one of our keys to the game, keep them out of the paint? They're doing that, talking about Canisius there the last 3 minutes.
Hitchin is good on both free throws, and got ourselves a 12-point ball game. Scott Hitchin with a season-high 14 points. Dixon. Here's Dolan trying to drive. Kick out for Boothby. Knoll around the screen. He's got nowhere to go. Dolan with 10 to shoot. Nice recovery by the Griffs defense. Out to Boothby. Catch and shoot 3. And guess what a roll. South. So the Griffs seeing some pressure again. Down by 15, 5.5 to go. Cornell has led the whole way in this one. Got off to a strong start. Fritz. Eitendahl, Hitchin, Griff's trying to crack it a little bit more as Ahmed. Kick out for Eitendahl. Here's a big three on the way, and he hits it.
That's what I mean. That's an uncontested three with space and time. Good player's going to knock that down over 50%.
Eitendahl 2 of 6 from outside. He came in nearly shooting 50% from three-point land today. 5 minutes left in the Kessler. Hitchin nearly picked the pocket of Dixon. Backdoor feed, Dolan all alone lays it in.
He caught Ahmed looking at the dribbling there, and as soon as he did, backdoor, the back of the head concept applied right there. Easy basket. Big basket for Cornell.
Hitchin tried to fake the shot, looked to bounce it inside. It was intercepted by Patel. Dolan all the way to the cup and scores off the window.
Yeah, it's got to feel good coming here. He's been struggling a little bit, talking about Dolan offensively, playing with a lot of confidence tonight, and I'm sure the coaching staff is loving that.
5 of 5 from the floor. He's got 12 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Inside, Eitendahl with the reverse. To Boothby along the end line again. I think he shook it off and just took it in play.
I like the idea of pressuring them a little bit. They've turned the ball over, not a lot, but more often in the second half here than the first, but still great.
And a 10-second count. Jeff Anderson blows the 10-second violation, and so there is the turnover, as you mentioned. And now, and those 10-second calls, those are some momentum shifters.
Absolutely.
It's 14 points, you know.
And don't forget those 2 technicals. At the time, it didn't seem like a big deal, but that kind of gave Canisius. You don't like that when a guy's chatting you up a little bit after putting a 3 in your face, and you know, the little subtle things like that get teams fired up. And to your point about that 10-second call, same thing here. So got to get a basket here, though. They can't have any empty possessions.
Eitendahl, 8 to shoot. Hitchin straight away. He's going to take the 3. Too far, and Boothby comes down with the rebound. It was a good look.
Good look, but no boards either, right? No boards. Green's not in there, and when he's not in there, the offensive boards really falter.
The Big Red working it back inside again. Here's Dixon against Hitchin. Dixon's had a good day today. His shot blocked by Hitchin, but Dixon gets it back and lays it in.
Yeah, just great. Again, Canisius choosing not to double team there. Great block by Scott, but good persistence there by Mr. Dixon, and he's having a tremendous game.
Lead back out to 16. Cornell starting to pull away again. Eitendahl takes a straightaway jumper. Can't hit there.
Got to hang in the air a little bit more on those. If you hang in the air a little bit more, you don't have the long shot. Got to get a stop here.
Yeah, life's starting to be sucked out here as Cornell inside of 3 minutes might start using a little bit more clock.
Yep, exactly. They're doing the North Carolina 4-corner best you can.
Dolan inside. Patel cutting back to the rim. Never really got a handle on it, but enough to get the shot away. And Scott Hitchin called for the foul.
You know, that's about 4 times that Dolan's got in the paint, kind of waited, and guys just instinctively know if I go, he's going to find me. And Patel seems to be the main benefactor of that movement.
Yeah, he's been very active without the ball today,
Yes,
all over the floor.
Absolutely. Good lesson for everyone out there. Because I think he made 1 3, but he hasn't shot well from 3. Maybe made 2. He's had a couple of air balls, but so what? He's had a good all-around game.
First free throw is no good. And Patel, who shoots 35% from outside the arc this year, 2 of 6 today, 4 of 8 from the field, though. He's got 13 points, 1 of 5 Cornell Big Red players to have double figures.
Beautiful, right? Just love it. And again, you said the minutes are spread out, so go with the hot hand. And Patel, like I said, has been very active.
Yeah, Patel and Dolan each with 25, the high for Cornell. Fritz gives up Fofana around a couple screens. Henderson now, pump fake, takes the 3, was trying to get some contact in there. And nice effort there by Dean Knoll to save it.
That was a very nice pace offensively by Canisius, but again, to your point about the defense by Cornell, they were ready for it, and they did a really nice job of forcing a tough 3.
So Cornell on their way to getting their first win against Canisius in Buffalo since December of 1987. They won that one 94-89. Made 40 free throws in that game as well, as Patel to beat the shot clock buzzer. Can't do it, and a shot clock violation on Cornell, but they made 40 free throws in that game, the second most in program history.
Boy, that was good defense there by Jakob Fritz there, moving his feet. He didn't let Dolan get in the lane one of the few times. Tonight he didn't. But, you know, Patel still moved and got the 3 off. Obviously didn't get it off in time, but still was a viable outlet.
1:40 left to play. Hitchin looking inside, nothing there. Fofana tried to give it back to him, and that was deflected a little bit by Dixon.
Fofana didn't read that right because they doubled Hitchin, and Eitendahl was wide open in front of the Canisius bench, and they got to make those reads. Good job getting in the lane, but he's got to make that extra pass to the wing.
10 to shoot here for Canisius. Back inside to Hitchin. Scott goes up and lays it in. Breaking out some pressure here. It's gonna be their last window as the ball gets knocked loose. Knoll had it.
Got a couple, that was their last foul to give, talking about Canisius. And of course we know there was a 10-second call last time, so Cornell's struggling with this a little bit.
But a foul on Eitendahl, that was his second. Knoll runs into some traffic, and Williams gets it over the timeline.
Good substitution in there to get another guard in with Williams when that ball went out of bounds. Or after the foul, I mean.
1 minute left at the Kessler Athletic Center. And timeout called. Brian Earl stepping in as the clamps were closing on Dean Knoll.
Yeah, they were really closing in on him. You know, he's just kind of just pounding the ball, wasting time. And that time, Canisius opted to double, which is a great move, and that resulted in the timeout there.
And moving forward, we mentioned Canisius takes on Fairfield, who last year, or 2 years ago, Canisius lost to Fairfield 46-42. Fairfield now leading the MAC in scoring, almost 80 points per game. Looking forward to them, and you're facing another pretty solid offense. You talked a little bit about the adjustments moving forward for Canisius, but I mean, you have a week to talk about it. What's the focus?
Well, I really think, like I said, to repeat a little bit about defensive intensity, right? And then I think you got to talk about shot selection and the dependency on 3. We got some pretty good inside players. You got Hitchin, you got Fritz, you got Green. Let's have a little bit more balance with our offensive selection, and the 3s will come, but let's play a little bit more inside out.
5 seconds to shoot here for the Big Red as Boothby, I don't think realizes it, throws it inside. Williams' shot is blocked. Eitendahl got his hand on it. A shot clock violation on Cornell.
See, that's nice by Eitendahl. I'm not even talking about the block. The fact that he just stuck with his man that whole possession, right? And that's what I'm talking about, defensive energy.
Eitendahl. Turf monster almost got him there. I tell you, but I've really grown to like Eitendahl's game. I mean, he's really impressed in his sophomore season.
And he's been out for the. Now that obviously the score and time would suggest you want to take quick shots there, but that's one thing he's got to work on and get stronger. But as far as basketball IQ and playing smart, and he's got good length too, right? And that's a big advantage.
Less than 30 seconds left here as Fofana got in the way of the pass, creates a turnover. Wants to move quickly here. Armand Harid wide open for the 3. Can't hit that one. That has been the story of the night for Canisius. 20% from outside the arc.
Yeah, and that was a good look. Cornell got a little sped up there and had some turnovers, but just a beautiful performance here tonight. Really excellent coaching, excellent execution of the game plan.